What's up, all you Sunday morning beer drinkers? You know what time it is. It's week 13, and that means the playoffs are about to start. For some of you. But for some of us, we must play for our fantasy football lives. Let's talk about it. First off, first, let us look at the standings. At this point, in halfway through the season, your division leaders were John Colts and Michael Bentler. Two hated rivals. They swore to burn each other's factions to the ground should they ever meet on the field of battle known as fantasy football. Yeah, those are the guys that were leading. And here we are, however many weeks further, and they're still leading. Your boys, Rebuilding Year and El Cucaracha, have locked up their division. What is interesting is that Bentler has locked up not only his division, but a first-round bye. As where Colts has only locked up a playoff spot. So, looking ahead, here's what we have. Cole has locked up a playoff spot as well underneath Bentler in the Ugly John division. Garrett locked himself up a playoff spot in the Game Garner division. And the last two people that know their fates are the Wild Salmon and Tight End is Wide Open, who will not have a chance to play for fantasy glory. Yet, they still have a chance to make high scores, to get some money, and to set records. So, keep it up, you guys. Don't be quitting on me. I need you for the whole season. The last four teams that are playing for their fantasy lives are the Puyallup Phoenixes and Very Salty Philly Saltness, playing in Ugly John's division, and yours truly, the third highest scoring team in the league, that's me, playing for his fantasy life with the Comeback Kid, Josh Kessler. Both of us are sitting at 5-7. The winner of their games will go on to the fantasy playoffs. However, the loser will not carry on. Wow, Tony, what happens if you and Kessler both win? Well, I currently have the tiebreaker over Kessler, and that's why I am sitting above him in the standings as it is. So, I just have to not lose. And if I don't lose, I'll go on. It's a little bit more complicated in Phil and Kevin's setup. Phil still has a chance. I believe he holds the tiebreaker over Kevin. So, if Phil wins and Kevin loses, then Phil will be into the playoffs. All very exciting. All very exciting stuff indeed. Let's take a look at the fantasy trend marker. There it is. Not a lot of really interesting information on here. All it really shows is that, indeed, ESPN had no idea what they were talking about when they rated our drafts. Because if you'll notice down at the very bottom, El Cucaracha projected to be in last, and lo and behold, is projected to win the entire thing. So, thanks for that, ESPN. That was great. Let's move on to the matchups that we are going to see in the final week. I understand that some of you who have your divisions locked up, or some of you who are out of playoff contention, might not be very interested in what's going on around the league. But I tell you, there's going to be a lot of exciting matchups and a lot of great things going on. So let's dig into it. Yours truly, the King Poop of the Pain, is going up against the West Coast Bulldogs, the current second highest scoring team in the league. What does that mean? Well, I am currently projected to lose this game with a projected total of 93 points. And Garrett is projected to win with a projected total of 113 points. Why is that significant? Because Dak Prescott is playing the Seahawks, who have a tendency to give up a ton of passing yards and a ton of touchdowns. So that's pretty good for him. That's not very good for me. And I also have Jonathan Taylor, who I just learned may have broke his finger and may not play. So I'm going to try my best, guys. Over the next game that you have to worry about is the Comeback Kid versus very salty Phil Saltness. What I am doing here is I'm empowering Phil to do his best. Because if Phil is able to win, it doesn't matter if I lose. If Kessler also loses, I'll still win. I'll still go. So Phil, count on you, buddy. Like, do it for your do it for me. Do it for your guy. You have a little bit of easier road, I think, going up in front of you. As currently, Comeback Kid is starting Sam Howell at the quarterback spot, but he does have Tyreek Hill, which has really been the only guy like keeping him in it all these times. But Russell Wilson's been on the upswing, and Phil has got him in his lineup as his projected leader for his quarterback points. So along with Derrick Henry and Isaiah Pacheco, I think that Phil has a real shot to pull off the upset here and win. Go, Phil. You can do it, buddy. Last but not least, the return of the Puyallup Phoenixes, taking on El Cucaracha, the dominant force in fantasy football as it would be this year. Currently, El Cucaracha is projected to lose based on, at the time of this video, based on their current lineup. So, it appears that the Puyallup Phoenixes will be starting Jordan Love, where El Cucaracha will be starting Tua Tagovailoa. So, Kevin has a real shot here to catapult himself into the playoff picture, while Bentler's sipping brandy or yak or whatever Bentler sips. It's probably like peanut butter whiskey or Fireball. Those two things seem very Bentler. Anyway. Last but not least, let's take a look at what the season stats have to show us about the rest of the team. So, looks like Rebuilding Year has got the scoring title locked up, as he currently leads all comers by 60 points. So barring a complete blowout and a complete faceplant by Colts, he will walk away with the scoring title this year. Followed by the West Coast Bulldogs and yours truly, King Poop of the Pain. Hey, Tony, how many people have had their best games against you this year? Oh, don't worry, everybody, as evidenced by the 1,513 points that are scored against, which is currently number 1 in the league. But that's all I have to say about that. Otherwise, that's where we're at for season stats. That's where we're at for this weekend coming up. So it's going to be a lively, very exciting matchups. A lot going on. No head-to-head matchups that are going to matter. So there's 3 games that are being played that could have fantasy implications. I encourage you, please watch the scores and your friends on the text toy, because we're all trying our best. So anyway, this will hopefully be the beginning of one video every week. I'm gonna try to put one up all the way through the championship. I got a new trophy lined up new custom trophy coming, and of course, championship bling rings for the winner. So that's what I got for you. I'll be hollering at you hopefully again next week. Peace.